Raw. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. I see Mo here. Awesome, my brother. I see Costin here. Awesome, my brother. He says, go, 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 go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Right. If you're new to the channel, guys, hit that like button, smash those subscribe buttons, hit the notification and press all. Make sure to press all. That's how you're going to get notified of every one of these videos. So let's go straight into the content and talk about what's really going on right now in the market. So of course we see the market coming back up, doing its little thing. You know, some people getting excited, other people not so excited. Obviously the bears are getting wrecked, so they don't really like it. But just a small update just to see exactly what's going on. So we can see this market has come back to this trend line, but it's nowhere near where we want it to be. Of course, we talked about these opportunities on the stochastic RSI, and you can see they are doing exactly what we mentioned, how bullish they were showing. So everything here was the golden opportunity to enter this market and fly through. That's exactly what this was, right? You know, especially when we look at BTP, we did do this trend line. I believe it was 2-3 days ago we did this trend line. It was still there, and you can see these were the perfect golden opportunities to re-enter this market. And from here you can see how we've come back to test this neckline, and we're going to break out of this. You can see how this blue line is leading. It's left this red line behind and it's leading up now. This is showing massive movements in the market, and it's going to push the market back. Again, yesterday's video thumbnail, remember, title, we said we are bulls, and today's video says we buy the dip, we are bulls. I see Mustafa here. Awesome, my brother. Nice to see you. So this is the whole thing. You got to understand how these patterns really work, right? One of the most key factors about these patterns is this. You have an options expiry date. Now, if the market decides to dump before the options expiry date, usually you'll see a pump after. And we saw this same pattern playing here, and we knew there was going to be some sort of a pump. And obviously we talked about the risks because of where we are. And this is one of the reasons why I'm going to do this. Of course, we buy the dips, but we also need to be kind of smart enough not to fall into the trap, and you know, not to just be bulls and like, okay, that's it, we're going to the moon. Let's not be moon boys. Let's actually look at the market for what it is. So you can see how I put this trend line here the other day, right? And all of this trend line is saying one specific thing. Until we get above this red candle, this specific red candle, which is currently sitting at the $59,000, approximately $59,000, we are not bullish. And of course, once we get there, then we need to move back up and get up above these lines, you know, and ultimately break this trend line. And in order to break this trend line, we need to get above this area here. So you can see this line here, which is the 60,800. And then of course we want to get to this level, 63,000, for us to say, okay, the trend is back on. So until then, guys, don't get too excited. I'm sure you've noticed in the past few days we've had hundreds of billions of dollars come in and go out very rapidly. Okay, so we had the, you know, the little dump here, and then you saw hundreds of $billions being played here. And remember, if you look at the current market cap where we are right now, the or call it 2.6 trillion, we're still approximately 400 billion away from the all-time high. So we've got a long ways to go. Of course, the trend did tell us that the market is not over, because we need invalidation points for this market to be over. And it didn't invalidate. In fact, it held this specific little neckline. Of course, the invalidation point was far lower because it was here. And we talked about a specific pattern on this chart, how it was playing, and this pattern was similar to, basically it was this pattern here, right? So we went there, we done this. And what we done was we held this as our support here, you know, and that is a powerful move, because the only other thing this could tell us is the next move is going to push up. So these are powerful moves. So let's see what the market does. You know, for now we just got to observe. Of course, if you bought the dip, good on you, because end of the day you got yourself more sats, right? That's the whole idea. Accumulate more and more sats. So I'm going to get rid of some of these lines. We don't really need them anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of them. These are points that we had to break past, and we did that. I mean, I can show you what these points were. So this area here was this little box that I had here drawn. Let me show you. So if you look carefully, remember I was telling you about this consolidation zone on yesterday's video, and you can see how it came out of a consolidation zone. It created a bull flag. A lot of people didn't realize this. It created a micro bull flag here, and then it broke out of that bull flag. And usually the breakout of this bull flag, the target would be literally, if you calculate all of this, I'll show you. There we go. And if we take this forward, the breakout should take us approximately to 61,900, say close to 62,000. So that's what these breakout targets are. Of course, before that, we've got a lot of traffic that we need to get through. So of course, it's not over until it's over. So, but the trend held, everything held. I'm really happy, obviously, because I'm still bullish. And I was telling you guys yesterday as well, guys, end of the day, everything is telling me to calm down and look at the market and see exactly what the market is doing and judge it based on that. And so far, all the market was indicating is we're still on an uptrend. We did not invalidate anything. We were actually still in an uptrend. So you can see this area here, right? This is a falling, you can call it a falling wedge. I mean, if I was to draw a wedge for you, then the wedge would be similar to something like this. Right, this was a falling wedge. You can see how beautiful this wedge looks, even from here. So you can see this was a wedge. It was coming down, right? It doesn't matter how you put it. That's what it was, and all of this means bullish for us. So far so good. We broke this, we broke this line. We're coming back to test it. Got to observe, see what happens. We need to get above this line, this 59, 60,000, whatever you want to call it. And of course, first this, then this, and so on and so forth, right? We do have to go back to those higher levels in order for BTC to be super bullish. That makes sense, right? Because it's very important. You do have to understand these things for what they are. Of course, looking at the daily, looking at a longer time frame, we see a whole different data. Excuse me, let me delete some of this. Sorry, I lost my chart. I had to literally go back and get that. So you can see on the daily, this is where we are right now. Nothing important. It doesn't change the fact that we were going down. Our trend has not reversed. So please be cautious. That's all I'm telling you right now. This is not over until we go to these levels. This currently almost $60,000 level. This level here, which is the $60,800 level. Until we go to these levels, guys, nothing is over. And even when we get to this level, we're just going to be on a sideways channel. It doesn't mean bullish. So please do observe this and don't jump into the hype wagon and fall into the trap. That's all I'm trying to say to you. Because remember what I said to you guys yesterday as well. I said, yes, the market's doing its thing. I've been mentioning this for a few weeks right now. So the market is doing a lot of yo-yo effect, like it goes up and goes down. It's trying to catch you out. But of course, the trend is still solid. The options expiry date was solid. Everything was solid. So far, everything was absolutely as it was supposed to be. We know these trends. We know these patterns. But we had an unforeseen event where, we had the news about this new COVID-19, Omicron, whatever nonsense that was. We had that, and that changed the game a little bit. And it wasn't just crypto, it was FTSE 100, it was S&P 500, you name it. The global markets reacted to that. I don't know why. A lot of people ask me this question. I said, why does it react? I said, bro, I don't know. I have no idea why markets dump like this. Absolutely no idea on these news. I have no idea. I guess people are just weak-minded. They have zero conviction in what they buy. They're not hodlers or something like this. I don't know. I can't tell you. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of a really difficult one. How can I tell you what the sentiment of an individual or a person is? Really hard. I just can't tell you. So anyway, this is what we've got so far, as you can see. So this is Ethereum. On Ethereum, you can see we've come back to the top channel. Obviously, for Ethereum to invalidate this whole downward momentum and this trend, we need to get back to the $4,528 for it to cancel this and start moving back up. But again, if it does that, it doesn't change anything on the short term. What you're going to see is this particular area ends up being a consolidation zone. So bounce up, bounce down, because we need to, completely kill this trend and move back up again. So this would be the level, this $4,500 level. We need to beat this in order for us to become bullish again. And of course, if we did, then we're so close to the all-time high. I could see Ethereum making a move and probably even leading. So I'm going to observe again, see what happens. We see some of the other boys also recovering very well. Again, for this to invalidate and come back to the bullish trend, right, we need to do the $640. Guys, if you're new to the channel, smash those like buttons. Let me also get the chat back, see what's going on, because the chat's probably frozen. I have no idea. I'm going to double check this right now. Like, share, subscribe, share with friends, share with family, share on your Facebook, share on your Twitter, share on your WhatsApp, share wherever you can. Let's get this community rolling. So this is the pattern anyway. This is Binance. You can see again, once we're here, this $640, we should start changing the trend and hopefully start moving back towards the top of this particular area, which is the $685, or was it $690, which was the previous all-time high. Possibly we can test this and now shoot for the new target that we set, which was closer to this $900 to $1,100. So we do have a massive range there. We should start shooting towards that as long as the market is still positive. To me, this market is still trending up. Everything is indicating it's trending up. We have not invalidated our trends yet, so please do understand. Bro, what website you checking your chart? It's called TradingView, my brother, TradingView. So I do have the link in the description, but yeah, it's called TradingView. Where is it? It's going to show you where. Oh no, it's called TradingView anyway. TradingView, that's what it's called. So yeah, you could just jump onto TradingView and deal with it from there. Let me see if I've got a chart, empty chart here. Let me just use this to show you what it looks like. I'm sure it will say something here. Yeah, TradingView. Look, TradingView. So you can just jump into TradingView and deal with it. And I've connected all my stuff. You can see me here as well. So yeah, just TradingView. You can go use that. All the, as I said, links are below the description. I've updated all my links recently, so you should see fresh links there. I see Beijing George. Yo, what do you think we should buy to pump and dump? All right, we'll get onto that in a bit, right? There is a few coins I have been targeting. I have been watching. One of those particular coins hasn't actually launched yet, so there's no website, nothing. It's just a Twitter account. So I am going to show you that. If I remember, then that should really help. There are a few coins out there, of course. Pump and dumps would be the ones that you're looking at in the exchanges. No worries, my brother, no worries. Pump and dumps would be, oh, by the way, Mustafa, you know this TradingView, they were doing I think even today, I think it's Cyber Monday, they're doing this Cyber Monday offer. If I'm correct, there is a Cyber Monday. Yeah, look, Cyber Monday. So this is a Cyber Monday sale they're doing, basically, where you can get these discounts. I personally, I just use the Pro Plus, so I'm happy with this. I don't need all of the products that come with this. But you can see I bought this and I've got 391 days remaining on my plan, and this is a massive discount. I mean, every time I see something like this, if I see a big discount better than what I paid before, I just take it. But this time what I did was I updated the one that I use for my videos. So rather than updating my other TradingView account, I just thought I'd do this one. So that's what I did. So at least you guys could get the benefit of the Pro account as well now, as I know most of the community here are moving back up. And are moving forward and are a lot more serious. So I thought, you know what, if you're serious, I might as well start showing you the more serious stuff, if that makes sense, right? Of course, even though I have all the crazy stuff on, you'll notice that I don't actually use them. I still don't use them. Look, it's there, it's all there. I don't use them. You know, sometimes maybe I might use a little bit of VPVR, you know, maybe a little bit of ABC patterns or something like this, you know, or maybe, for example, you know, a bit of cloud, you know, a bit of cloud. Why not Ichimoku cloud, right? Sometimes every now and then. I do like to use my zigzag fibs. That's something I do like to use, but again, these are for me when I'm doing my personal stuff. Like, you know, I just want to double check where my support ranges are. Of course, these are my indicator, the SRC. I'm using that as well, and you can see the SRC is also telling us there's this big area here we need to get above. Okay, so there is a lot of data. Of course, a lot of things you can use here, but typically for a chart you don't really need much, just a few lines here and there, it's enough. Dot, nothing much to show here, pretty much okay. Again, this, you have to really understand what this pattern means. Of course, a lot of people are thinking this is a bearish pattern. Guys, this is not a bearish pattern at all. If this market continues, this dot will surprise you. It suffered, of course, because of the dumps and all of this stuff, a lot of the whales dumping, but this is a falling wedge. It's a falling channel. A falling channel always breaks out. When, I don't know, but when it does, it's going to be a power move. And it's going to shoot straight towards that 1618 and then possibly even more. So that's what you really have to understand about DOT right now, what it's doing. It's just creating, like, you know, these higher lows, because technically these are higher lows compared to these, right? So it's creating this, but it's just part of the continuation pattern. Again, got to really understand what all these red candles really mean sometimes. You know, these red candles are opportunities. You know, when we look at these things, we see opportunities. Here, for example, we broke the trend, we smashed through the trend, we fell below the trend, we're coming back onto the trend, which is awesome. You know, and we have two trends here. We need to get back above this line and above this line as well. However, if you look, this was our support range and we held it perfectly. So this was protected exactly in between the golden zone, the golden pocket. So traders paradise, right? You know, whenever traders come in, these are the opportunities traders look for. Stochastic RSI below this 20, the RSI below the 40. Perfect entry if you're trading, and these are on a higher time frame. These are not even on your shorter time frames. You know, on a shorter time frame, as you can see, overbought, fine. You know, when you're looking at the hourly, actually it's fine, there's no harm in there. So 4 hourly overbought, however 1 hourly not. But if you look at these higher time frames, these are the perfect entry for a bigger run. So we're not looking for a daily nonsense like an hourly run or a 2 hourly run or a 4 hourly run. No, we're looking at these mega moves, big moves coming in the market, big moves. You know, it doesn't matter what time frame we put it. Let's see this. Right, look, this is a 3-day chart. Look how it's getting ready. You can see how it's getting ready for this big move, basically. I mean, we can start looking at a 5-day chart, for example, and again, you see how it's getting ready for a massive move up. So there's a big move setting up right now. If you look at the charts and you understand the charts for what they are, that's what it's looking like so far, you know. But again, guys, just because the chart says it's getting all bullish right now, all these patterns, I mean, okay, Cardano, not the most bullish pattern ever. It did hold support, which I'm quite happy about. But yeah, I mean, even this, you can see this was a falling wedge. It just didn't do its best, and it ended up, you know, falling down even further. Held support, which is okay. You know, if it can bounce back up, it should be okay. I mean, it could be a bigger pattern here. For example, we could have this to be our pattern here. So this area, this area here, and you know, this area here. So this particular resistance that we had back in the days, which is resistance here as well, which we broke, ended up being our support. So you can see how this particular line was held as support. It's okay, you know, but again, Cardano, there's a lot of bad news around it, a lot of crazy stuff going on, but it could easily surprise everyone. Remember, the market does things that people don't expect. For example, the other day, BRD, bread, remember I showed you bread, and it pumped, right? And I was like, oh, what the hell? I know exactly why. Now I know BRD was bought by Coinbase. That was Coinbase pumping it. So no wonder all that money came in. So let's move into some of the other coins and look at those as well. And I'll look at some of the other data, other metrics as well, just kind of market analysis to see exactly what the market is doing. Give me a second, guys. I'm on the wrong thing. There you go. So yeah, we will look at the other market data and see what's going on. Again, if I was to look at SHIB, I'm still seeing this falling pattern here, right? And all of this is indicating to me that SHIB could actually have a breakout. Okay, SHIB could have a breakout, and you can see how it held these small, shorter time frames. So if you look at this on shorter time frames, it actually held those supports, which is okay. Yes, it kept on falling, but it didn't come back to this level here, which was the original support, original consolidation zone we formed. So yes, it's calmed down, but it doesn't matter. It could easily surprise everybody and now start shooting back up. So just observe, if you're looking for discounts, these are the opportunities for those discounts. Mustafa says SHIB had few good news this week, but it hasn't pumped much. It won't. You see, the thing is don't expect the same coin to pump over and over again. This is a yo-yo market. Means on the way up, some coins will pump, they will dump, another set of coins will pump, and then the same thing will repeat constantly. So one up, then these coins will sit back, next coins will pump, and it will do this constantly to confuse you. But what you do is, if you find these bargains and these big discounts on some of these big coins, right, especially the top, in the top 50, top 100, whatever you want to look at, right, it's up to you, obviously, no financial advice. But if you're seeing these discounts, that's where you go in and snipe that, right? And when I'm talking about discounts, let's give you a good example. Wow, 14,935 coins. Guys, we're only 65 away from 15,000 coins. So let's look at this, right? What I'm talking about, big discount, right? For example, Cardano, 9% discount. Solana, 3.64% discount. Forget the daily. Look at this. This is where your discount is. XRP, even though I don't like it, look, 5% if you like it, right? Polkadot, 7.6%. 18% on Avalanche. 18%, guys. You wanted a coin. This is the perfect snipe. Avalanche, top coin. That's what I'll be looking at. I'm looking at SHIB, 5.25. Again, perfect opportunity to snipe that 5%. Do you know what I mean? You get in, snipe that, sit on it, wait for it. It's going to come, and then you take it. Because let the market recycle those money. Do you know what I mean? So those are opportunities. You got to look at this. This is your opportunities. Elron, 13%. Come on. Elron was a top performer, and it's sitting here because of what the market did. This is an opportunity. Again, plenty of good projects out there, with plenty of discount. Atom, 14%. That's a 14%, in my opinion. That's like, wow. Do you know what I mean? So we got to go in there and snipe those. That's what you're looking at. Daily doesn't make a difference. Today's 24 hours, 1 hour later, it's still 24 hours. It's only showing you the 24-hour data based on the current hour that you're in. So this is showing me 24 hours from now. And this is the difference. But this is showing me 7 days data from now, which is far more accurate and much better for me to observe. If that makes sense to you, right? So keep an eye on these things. That's what I'm saying. These are your discounts. These are your discounts if you are looking at coins. Now, let's go back to our charts. So this is SHIB, obviously, right? eGold, we just talked about it. Again, look, eGold, beautiful structure, beautiful pattern. Yes, it fell below, but we mentioned this, guys. We mentioned this when we were somewhere around here. Let's go into this daily. All right, when we were pumping up like this, I mentioned to everyone, I said, guys, this is a rising wedge. A rising wedge has the tendency to come down. As hard as it goes up, it will come down. So in this particular wedge, I'm just glad it actually held support here. The very point that we were looking at, for it to hold like this 618 level. Look, it held that 618 level. 0618 Fibonacci held a support. So it climbed up and then relaxed here. Now, it could easily bounce from here and create another leg up. So this is the kind of stuff, like, just sometimes just understand. It's like, yes, I'm really bullish. I'm super bullish. But when you see patterns like this, you are expecting something to happen. Of course, anybody who's a hodler, they're not affected. But some of those guys who are spot buyers and spot traders, you probably bought here, you probably sold here. Happy days, you got yourself a lovely little discount. Pick it up, go and make another leg up, make some more money. Do you know what I mean? You know, because this was it. This gave us that signal. The signal has performed. That's it. Now we start moving back up again. So we knew what to expect. We did get what we expected. We got a nice little correction. We, monetized on that. We accumulated more coins, sometimes with the same money, rinse and repeat, right? And then move back up again, so that's what we did. KCS, nothing much to say, doing the same thing. Again, it's inside the consolidation zone. So far, we don't know what it's going to do. As long as the market is still moving up, KCS could easily shoot from here and move forward. And I'm not going to talk too much about KCS because, again, we entered KCS somewhere around here, if you remember. So everybody who entered this should be up around 150, 200% so far. Gala. I mean, just look at this. If you look at this at the daily level, right? I mean, I have to change the time frames a little bit. 1 second. Because there's so much data here. And because of the structure, it's harder for me to show you this. So let me show you this on a 12-hourly. And what you're seeing, this is our baseline. This is where we created this 12-hourly support. Brilliant zone for us to come back to if we did have a run down, right? So if we came back down, we could easily come and bounce here and then shoot back up again. Perfectly fine. Or what we can do is this, because right now this is inside a consolidation zone. So because this is inside a consolidation zone, we could easily now break up and do another leg. So what happens, what this means is basically, we ran up, we done this, came here, tested this, we went up, we're testing around here, and then we can easily break up and now go to the next targets, right? And this pattern is not an invalidation, but this is a solid pattern. It doesn't make a difference because of what Gala's been doing. Obviously, we have to look at it at a shorter time frame to see and observe these patterns. Like even on a 4-hourly, you can observe these patterns. How we did the bounce, came back, found support, moved from here, found resistance, came back here, and now we're moving back up. And in theory, if you look carefully on this shorter time frame, this is a trend, and it's been holding this mini trend and moving forward. Guys, if you have any coins you want me to talk about, drop some in the thing, maybe 1 or 2 coins. I'll definitely talk about it, no issues at all. If you're new to the channel, smash those like button, hit those subscribe, and let me refresh the chat to see what's going on. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Hurrah. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. I see. So this is Gala. Anyway, Gala's out of the way. Let's go to BitDAO. Now, this is one of my favorite tokens recently because I'm actually using this to buy some great opportunities on Bybit. All of these new coins, fresh coins that launch, I'm able to buy them, and then these coins pump a little bit, and then I'm able to dump it and move forward. So again, if we look at this, from a trend perspective, you can see the trend is still secure. I'm not concerned. Trend is actually still secure. I'm not concerned at all. I can get away with this point not touching because you can see we did have a couple of wicks here. So the trend is still secure. I'm happy with it. We're still moving forward. Yes, this is just the part of how the whole market reacted, but again, we've come to this point here and you can see we're falling. That means we're going to break out at some stage. Super awesome, no complaints. Talking of Avalanche, I was telling you how you're going to get that 17-18% discount. Look at this, it's still pumping about 5% right now, but again, these are the discounts. It's done its thing. It's held support. You can see this clearly here. What it's going to do now is going to start moving up again, right? We will see a pattern, because what I'm looking and seeing here is this pattern here and how this one pushed up and now it's broken out already. So we could see another run up from this. Again, same pattern playing, these little wavy patterns that we do. It's doing its thing. I mean, we can look at a few other coins, like for example Mbox today, fantastic performance. But if you look carefully, if we change this time frame, what you're seeing is this particular area here, we're forming, hold on one second, let me get rid of this. This is where we're supposed to be, but we broke those targets, so we're not going to look at this anymore. But if you just observe this, what you're seeing is that we've come into this consolidation zone. We're doing yo-yo inside it, provided the market is moving up. We could easily break above and then hit those targets, because remember, this is our target, not from now, from way back. Costin says curve, CRV. Of course, my brother, we're going to drop some curve in there just for you, my brother, just for you. Right, let's have a look at the other stuff, see who else is pumping. Anything good here? We see Coty doing a nice little 15%, but again, look what Coty's doing. Coty's not just pumping and, you know, going to the moon. Of course, Coty has also, you can see, followed this pattern. So we had a pattern going down and it just broke out of this pattern, and now it's creating this particular area. It doesn't change anything for Coty. It doesn't mean it's super ultra bullish. It means that if you bought this while it was bloody, you just made 15% just like that. You would have sniped this 15%. Happy days. You know what I mean? That's the opportunities that you're getting, you know. Who else we got? Let's have a look at who else we've got. Anything good here that we can snipe? Because I'm looking, by the way, guys, I haven't seen the charts. This is the first time I'm looking at the charts. Actually, I did look at some Bitcoin charts earlier on, but I was just observing Bitcoin when it was pumping. It went to 56 and I got an alert 56, and I was looking at it. I was like, shall I just buy the dip or shall I just wait? And by the time I was even ready to buy, it just pumped back to 57. I was like, nah, this market's not going down, it's fine, you know, just I'm okay in my positions. We talked about XCAT. I mean, XCAT, I don't want to talk about it again. There's no point, because there's a lot of coins here we've talked about so many times, and you know, the opportunities are constantly coming over. And remember, these coins here I do hold, but at the same time I have zero sentiment. When it pumps, you know, I dump it, and then when it dumps, I buy it and I make those percentage. For me, it's just all about that percentage. I mean, look at this. All right, DDX, look at this. It had a beautiful pump a few days ago and then dumped, came back. Look, I'm not even joking, it literally came back to this particular range here, and this would be an opportunity for me to pick it up again. So I am going to be looking at this, because I'm seeing a 17%. I'm seeing a 17% opportunity. When I'm seeing this thing dump 17%, for me it's an opportunity. So that's what I'm seeing. But yeah, everything else is awesome. Looking at Crow's doing fantastic, no issues at all. Again, you can see these higher lows, right? We've got these higher lows forming here, and I don't even have to put it there because the trend is still intact. You know, when you're looking at this trend, you can see the trend is still intact. Absolutely fine. This thing could rip, no issues at all. It came down, yeah, you know, entire market came down. It wasn't just only one coin. So, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, BTC's this, BTC's that, Ethereum's this, Ethereum's. For God's sake, the entire market dumped. Do you not realize that? There's not just one coin there. There's, you know, almost 15,000. When this market dumped, the entire market dumped. There was no excuses. I saw bloody market everywhere. So let's jump into curve. CRV. CRV. Let's do CRV tether. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do calculated buy. Where are we right now? Okay. We're okay. We're okay. Castana, you see what I'm seeing, right? You see how we are perfectly okay. The trend is intact. We've been trending up. We're creating these higher lows, you know, higher lows, and pushing forward. Of course, we've broken this specific neckline. Now the only thing we have, the only other target after this is the Fibonacci targets and this previous launch high. So what we're seeing now for curve is this would be our ultimate target. I mean, look at the pattern, look at the structure. This thing could now have a breakout. If it does have a breakout, I'm not even joking if I say this to you, and I know a lot of you guys might be like, this guy's insane that he's even put this as a target. I'm not joking, guys. You know, when these things break out, they would literally, so if it broke out, say this line here, you can see, look, very close to this $13, right? very close. It's about $12. So the breakout would push it to $12, if not 13. Of course, we did do the Fibonacci. That's giving us the 13. So you can see that these are power moves. The ones that are coming now are going to be power moves. But again, I just want to give everybody a big warning that yes, we look bullish, but remember two facts in this chart. Okay, I'm going to take it to a weekly just for the sake of this, right? So you can see more data. All right, you can see, this is the previous overlay. We can talk about it on another day. But what we're looking at is, actually, let me put it on the daily, is better. This is just a part of the pattern, but the entire market is not entirely bullish. As you can see, we have to get above these zones in order for us to confirm that the trend has reversed, because this could easily be what's known as a dead cat bounce. Means you think it's bullish, but it's not. It could catch you off guard. So just be cautious, have your strategies, and see where you go from there. Market so far doing awesome. As you can see, it's holding at the 58,687, possibly even while we're looking here, you can see it's probably even going to hit that $58,700 while we're on the stream, and boom, it just did it, right? So far so good, and it's getting closer to this $59,000. But we observe, we see what happens. Monday's okay. Usually it's a little bit bullish. It could be bullish, it could be bearish. It doesn't make a difference. Even Tuesday is usually not a day we want to count. Wednesday is a key date for us. We want to see how this reacts on Wednesday, and then we see where it goes. Same targets as you. Awesome, my brother. Of course, this is how it should be. We should not see two different data. If you're seeing something, I should also see it. That's how we know it's proven data. We can't possibly have any different data. You see something I don't. No. We should both see the same data. That's how chart analysis should work. Everybody should be able to agree to what I'm showing you as an evidence, and whatever you show to me, I should be able to agree to you. And this is why even if we have bears in the group, we have bulls in the group, in the family, it's okay. We have facts. We can prove those facts are verifiable, because I can duplicate what you did. It's fine. So far so good. Now I'm going to move over to what Belgian asked. Now Belgian asked, he wants to know if there's a lovely coin that he can pump and dump. Yes, my brother, there's so many coins you can pump and dump, right? But it's going to be specific to where you are. So whatever exchange you're using, it's going to be there. Okay, now I want to give you guys a little bit of a tip. There is a place, right, called icodrops.com, and what you can do here is you can go and snipe, right? You can go and snipe some projects here. You can see, look, this is a project here, 2 hours left. They're planning to raise $2 million or $2.2 million here. 93% has already been raised. That's coming out. So that's a project you can pump into. Shop next, whatever that is, 17 hours lit. That's how much money they're trying to raise. And you can see these things. Of course, there are great projects. So do your own research from here. You can see there are hundreds of projects here. Look, view all 25 active ICOs, right? Active ICOs, including Benki. Now, Benki is a very good project, and they're actually giving this for free on Binance. So if you lock your Avalanche token, you can get this for free. If you launch your BNP token, you can get this for free. If you I should have said locked. If you lock your BUSD, you get this for free. Think about it. That's another one. Santos FC fan token. Binance, they're giving it for free. So you see how there are these lovely, and this one free as well, by the way. Wow. So you can see there are multiple assets here which have not physically launched. They're not actually trading. Some of these are, some of them aren't. And those are your opportunities, because once people receive everything, once all of the fun is over and the dump is over, that's when these will pump. You know, so you can actually find yourself some nice little, you know, bargains here. For example, this is D travel. You see, this was D travel, right? So I was super bullish on this. You can see it's a polka dot one, D travel. You know, it's ended, and exactly on the date. There's no bad data here. We know exactly what they've done. There's one here, Zodium, it's coming out. This is an NFT gaming, probably. You can see this. You can see plenty more, right? So please, my advice would be keep an eye on this, but make sure you do some, you know, you do some good due diligence, and then see where it goes. This I would look at right now, because this one I have observed. So I have actually sent this to someone else. I think somebody else mentioned this one here, Keka. So this particular one here, I have been observing this, and this is what I noticed. You know, and for me, this was good. I was like, okay, I can see some. I don't see the total supply, but I do see this, and I'm like, okay, this is not that bad from the position where it is. Of course, it's had its dump. It's, you know, it had its pump all the way up to $4 or $5. You can see here, close to $5, and then it dumped, and it's sitting here right now. Opportunities, because you can see there are a few exchanges that it is playing in. You know, small exchanges, nothing much. You can see here, very small volume. The highest volume is probably PancakeSwap, as you can see here, but it is there, and that gives you an opportunity that you might be able to go in, pump and dump some of that. There is another coin that I have actually been looking for, and sadly it is not on the, it's called Solace, and I'll show you. Let's go to Twitter. See if it comes up. So this is another one as well, Solace. So if you do find Solace, that's a good coin, I recommend. I think they're coming out in December, but that is a very good project. They have received grants from Polygon, Aave, and Near protocols. So they're working in collaboration. They've been funded by these 3 projects for what they're doing, and it's going to be like an insurance protocol. So this is something I would recommend. Solace, right? Solace.fi. Have a look at that. Do some research on that. That's going to be a good one to look at. The other one, I can't really find it. It's called Solice. SOLICE. And it should be a game, NFT game coin, and I believe there's a massive potential for this one to pump as well. But of course, I'm going to wait for this to launch, or something, you know, some data to come, because they don't really have any information. When they do, I'll look at it. But as I said, it's going to be December. You know, currently there is one dump coin coming. I can tell you what it is. One second, let me see if I can get the name. I've got it on my phone, guys. See if I can get that name for you. So there is a nice little pump coming, and it's called, what's it called? Let's try this. Yes, this one, Symbiosis Finance. So this is fresh, brand new. This is going to dump. You can pick this up. I mean, right now you can get this for free, so I'm getting this for free. There is a event coming very soon, so I'm going to be receiving a whole bunch of them for free. Well, not for free actually. I'm buying them at the pre-ICO price of, I believe, $1 a coin. Let me just check. Yes, I'm going to be getting it for $1 a coin. I've got a weird feeling this thing could pump very hard, very fast. You know, so of course you can see there is no exchange data, nothing, because it's fresh. It's a fresh coin that is due to launch in 2 hours and 8 minutes. Sorry, 2 days, 8 hours and 33 minutes. But you can go to bybit.com. Again, links are below in the description. Go and check it out in Bybit, and you'll see what all the data, everything that they have, the white paper, source code, everything is here. Check it out. This is going to be another good project where I believe it's going to have a lovely little pump. I know I'm going to be picking some up. I'm planning to pick up, you know, maybe if I get lucky, I don't know, I'm going to try $1,000 worth. Let's see where it goes, and then of course once it pumps, I'm going to dump the whole thing. I'm going to move off. So hope that kind of helps. Hope this kind of helps. But yeah, other than that, guys, I don't think really we have any other data to talk about, but just be careful. That's all I'm going to say to you, just to, you know, a little bit of warning, because everything looks positive, but looks can be deceiving. This could easily be a dead cat bounce. As I said, for us to confirm this trend reversal, we need to get back above at least this 2.63 to 2.68 trillion. There's a big gap there. We need to close this gap, number one, and then for BTC, obviously we need to also close this gap here, which we've got the 59,000 and this 61,000. You can see this here. We need to close this gap. If we can close this gap, then we know, okay guys, we're back up again. And again, it doesn't change much, because ultimately for us to be super bullish again, we need to get back to the 67k, and there's no excuse. We can easily go up here and then reverse back down, and stay down here for a few days. So let's see what it does so far. But from the trend, we can see bull market's not over. Okay, bull market's not over. So far so good. So far so good. Still holding. This was a massive shakeout. That's about it. I'm going to jump into the fear and greed quickly, see what's going on. Is the market fearful or is the market greedy? Nope, pretty same as similar as yesterday, so that's all good, nothing to worry about. Let's have a look at some of these coin 360. These look bullish. USD, USDC looking bad. That's good, that's good. We like to see USDT to be bloody. Top 200 gainers, you can see who's been doing the biggest pumps here. Of course, they are just doing a recovery pump. They are doing only a recovery pump. Nothing too, you know, fascinating here. It's like, oh guys, look, they've gone to the moon. No, there are a few coins who have been doing really good. For example, this WeMix, I've been watching this, observing this. This has been pumping quite good. This UC, I have no idea who they are. I don't know. I haven't checked, but that's because I'm not really interested in too many coins right now. You know, and maybe we can talk about it on another video if you guys are interested, because for me, I'm like, look, I don't care what the market does right now. I got to be observing this market and make sure I'm protected, I'm ready for the next move. You know, none of this matters to me if the next move is going to take us right down to the floor. You know what I mean? If this market's going to crash and I'm not ready, I got a problem. So rather than looking at coins that I want to buy or do whatever, I need to make sure that I'm prepared, you know, 100% prepared basically, for this market if it does dump. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm ready for, just in case. You know what I mean? I've got my position set up, just in case the market dips. I need to go in, snipe, and buy the whole lot. Not bad looking at this. I can see 51,800 51,800 guys being wrecked, so that's pretty awesome. Nothing much to see here. What's coming for crypto in December? Well, anything, my brother. You see, the thing is it's not, is crypto, like, you know, as a general. You see, crypto as a general, we can see the trend. We know what the trends are, but because of where we are right now, and for that I have to show you something else so you understand what that means. Look, because of where we are right now, okay, when you look at this specific data, you can see, look, we are below this line. And let me explain this to you about the significance of these lines. These are all Fibonacci lines. So even though we went to this almost $70,000, we were actually still bearish. You're going to say, well, hold on, we just did an all-time high. Yes, but we're nowhere near the previous Fibonacci. Look where the previous Fibonacci was touched. And then the Fibonacci started moving up while we were going down. So if I was to put a trend line here, I'm not joking, this is really hilarious. Look, the trend is down. This was not a trend up. Can't even show this to you, but it's weird, right? But just to show you, like, this level to this level, if you do this diagonal thing, you can see that the market is showing us we need to be higher. So for us, now that we fell below, we're literally two Fibonacci levels below where we're supposed to be. So we've got a long ways to go. You know, for us to get to where we are supposed to be, it's 94k. We are supposed to be on $94,000 right now today. So we're way off where we're supposed to be. If you look at the next line, 110k, what's that? That's like 50% of where we are right now. If you look at this red line, which is usually my exit point, that's sitting at $121,000 right now. And if you look at the top of the cycle, it's $141,000. So this December, if it doesn't pump, we've got a big problem on our hands. You know, I know some people are bullish. They're like, oh, you know what? This thing might last until, you know, maybe it goes until March, February, March or something like this. And I'm like, yeah, keep on dreaming. Keep on dreaming, because this market doesn't give a damn about what you think. It does what it wants to do. So what I want to show you on, let me show you monthly actually. This is going to be really, really cool. Let me do monthly for you, right? So you can see this is November. And if we start moving back up, so just leave November, I would say, okay, it's doing its thing, leave it where it is, right? If you go back a little bit into other Decembers and everything, and I'll show you something, you can see December quite bullish, right? So start moving back up. You know, I want you to just kind of move back, and you can see some Decembers can be bearish. So look, November was bearish, December was bearish, right? And you can see this pattern play over and over again. So I know some people get really, really bullish, saying, oh, February is going to pump, March is going to be bullish, January is going to be bullish, oh, December is going to pump. No, we've had, you know, January's being the lowest. We've had December's being the lowest. You know, we've had this. So understand what it means, right? You know, and also not all existing or previous bull cycles actually matter here. We are extending. So this cycle has been extending compared to others. You know, we are already, I believe, 40 or 50 days extended from where we were. You know, so do understand this, that it doesn't mean anything. December, you know, if we don't get back to these fib lines, very important fib lines, right? If we don't get up onto these fib lines, we're not going anywhere. This market could easily just flip and go down, and that's it. It's over. Do you know what I mean? So please do understand that signals are great. The trend is secure. So when we're looking at these trend lines, for example, the trend is secure. All of this is indicating, yes, we're still in a bear market, but we're not seeing any other data right now to confirm that we're going to go parabolic in December. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Zilch, zero. In May, we touched this line. Even if you look closely here, in March, we also touched this line. So we touched this line in March, we touched this line in March, April, we touched this line. So we touched it between March and April. And then we started dumping. We haven't even gone close to the previous all-time high. If people think this was the previous all-time high, guys, you're just looking at the price. The price doesn't dictate the market sentiment. The market sentiment was nowhere near the previous all-time high. We got a long ways to go. We're still sitting on this middle line here. So let's see. Let's hope for the best. But you know, if you're falling into this, into this kind of a dream thing or whatever you want to call it, like this little bubble where you might think, oh, you're either one of two parties, right? You think the market is going to crash. Fine, if it crashes, then today's price is telling us we could expect a 25k coin. Fine, I'll buy the dip. And if the market does pump, then it's telling me today we should have been at $139,000. Actually, this is based on the 2 weekly. That's the reason why you're seeing higher data. My bad. So yeah, if it dumped, we should see this 25k, and if we pumped, then we should see 140k, right? So this is what the data is saying for today. This is for today, not for tomorrow, not for December. Of course, while we go into December, you can see each date increases more. It goes up even more. 150k is flashing, 160k is going to flash, right? So the data is suggesting a lot more, but these are not relevant. This line has no fixed point. It doesn't have to be there. It will adjust. In the future, this line will be the top of where the top was. You know, this bottom line will be the bottom of where the bottom was this cycle, because each line, each section of this line is printed every single day. Bear in mind, every single day. So it's constantly adjusting every single day, you know. So I hope this kind of makes sense and you do understand where we are right now. 60, 70k doesn't make any difference. We haven't tested the previous all-time high fib line. You know, this is the fourth down from the top. We haven't even tested that yet. So technically we've been bearish this whole time, even though everyone thinks we're moving back up, we're pumping back up. Yes, price says we are, but price doesn't dictate what the market's going to be. This market BTC could be sitting at 100k and the market could be right down to the floor. It doesn't mean anything. Sentiment is important for us to understand where the market's going to go. The thing is, if the market crashed, some of the coins that I have invested might not come again to the same prices. Depends on what you pick, my brother. Depends on what you pick. You see, again, this is something that when you invest into coins, you have to have a strategy. There are coins that you buy and you hold. Super projects with, like, you know, billions and billions of dollars invested, right? So when we're talking about that, it's very easy for us to identify, which means, like, when we look at this and we look at what the market cap is, we know it's a good coin, it's going to stick around. So we observe with this, we say, okay, that's where the biggest money is. The monetary you know, the investors are, all the big boys are invested in this. Like, even when we look at Grayscale, for example, we can see what coin Grayscale is holding. So we know these are good projects to be in because the institutions are also there. So we can use this to our advantage and say, well, these are projects that we can be in for a long term. And then you have other coins that will pump, come from the blue, out of the blue, come and pump, do, you know, 1000x or whatever. What do? Don't hold your bags. When it does like 1000x or 100x or whatever it does, take your initial out. Then you're never going to lose out. You know, now if it goes to the moon, if it does another 1000x, you made more money with your free money. The key is to protect your initial investment. I know some people don't like me because of this, but that's the truth. That's how I play. That's why it doesn't bother me what the market does, because my initial's always out. So you have to think of protecting your initial investment if you're going to play those hype coins. And trust me, you make a lot of money on it, but you got to be really careful how you enter. You know, and your long holds, they're different. Like if you're investing for 5 years, that's a different story. So each one has its own strategy, but don't play all the strategies in one coin. That's the problem. You can't say, I want to pump and dump it and I want to hold it for 5 years. You can't do that. Pick your strategy, stick to your strategy, you know, pick your coins, pick your pump and dump coins, pick your long hold coins, pick your saving coins, pick the ones that you want to play next cycle, pick top quality coins for holding. Then if it does dump a little bit, it's fine. You still got the asset, they will come back. But if you feel these coins are not coming back, then you should think about taking your initial investment out ASAP. That's the only piece of financial advice I can give you. Protect your wealth, right? Other than that, everything else is no financial advice. But other than that, guys, I hope this stream was informative enough. I hope this helped you guys. I know some of the other guys have just literally come on now. They're not talking, but they're here. If you're new to the channel, guys, smash those like button, hit those subscribe button, press notification, press all to be notified. Also, we have a lovely growing Discord community. Come join us, join the family. We're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Also, you probably noticed that besides my name, it says Paradexes. Paradexes is a decentralized exchange we will be launching very soon, which we will make some announcements very soon. So that's coming. I see Mr. C here. Yo. Also, my brother, you're too late. I was literally about to leave now. So yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, just be cautious. That's all I'm going to say. Just be cautious right now, because as I said, nothing has changed for us. But as I said to Mr. Well, not Mr. Oh, Gonzalo Games was here. Also. So Gonzalo Games was asking this. Sorry, my bad. Goncalo. Goncalo game. Sorry, my brother. What's coming for December? You got your perspective. Maybe the same thing of 2020. BTC pump for real. The thing is, the market crash sometimes. Whatever. Yep. Thanks, bro. Great greeting from Portugal. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Bubbles here. Great lessons. Albin Heyman, did you say anything about Cardano? If you did, I will just go back and watch it. Nothing too much about Cardano, bro. Cardano's a disappointment. Simple as that, right? But I did say something about Cardano. Have a look at it. You know, but mostly how I'm still disappointed, and I believe it's still going to be surprising people. And of course, it's still at a discount. So just to summarize, pretty much that's what I said, right? So go and have a look at that. You know. But yeah, I mean, look, end of the day, let's see what it does. You know, we're in a critical point. I've been going on about this for some time. If you go back to any video, or almost any video, in the last 4 or 5 weeks, guys, you will see I've mentioned, since we hit this 67K, I've been going on about it. I said, guys, we are in a very critical situation right now. We're in a very, very dangerous situation. This could all be a dead cat bounce. This whole, and I'm not talking about, like, people talk about dead cat bounce on an hourly or a daily or something. I'm talking about this whole range. This from this area here, right? Even from this area here. So from July to now, this could all be a part of a dead cat bounce. Why? Even though we've had a higher price, we haven't gone back to this area. For us to confirm that we are in a bull run, or we're going to go parabolic or whatever, we need to go through these fib levels. We have not done that to go to the top yet. So it's really, really crazy. You have to really understand this. Red like Gonzalo Gomez, not games. Oh, my bad. Sorry, my brother. Sorry. Listen. Apologies, Gomez. Wow. Okay. Sorry. No, I see the, you know, the C. So I was trying to read it out, and I don't have my glasses, so I guess I pronounced it wrong. My bad. Because, you know, without the glasses, I actually see things blurry. It's okay on the screen. It's not bad, but here I've got really tiny, so it does look small. But I'm gonna call you Gomez from now. Easy. Gomez, my brother. That's easier. So yeah, so apologies again. Apologies for pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, that's what the market's doing, guys. Look, yo. It doesn't make a difference where we are. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, we go up. Yes, we come down. But ultimately, you know, for us to confirm this change here, look, we gotta go here, we gotta go here. There's so many necklines here for us to beat before we go back to the top. So there's a long way to go. Just observe the market, and all my warning to you guys is please don't attempt to trade it. That is an advice I'm going to give you. Do not attempt to trade this, because if you do, you're just asking to get wrecked, guys. Do not trade this, trust me, right? Because if you do attempt this, it's going to be very severe punishment for you guys. It's going to be a severe punishment. Also, give me 1 second. Let me just sort this out. I just want to show you something. So this is the same chart, literally, but I just want to show you something here, what I've noticed basically. So look, if you just follow this trend here, right, you can see that yes, it's broken out, but once we start putting these necklines, look, we got one here, we got one here, we got one here. You see how these become our little targets that we have to beat in order for this market to do anything. So the last one should be here. So until we go back here, none of this matters. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Yes, short term, little pump here, little dump here. None of this matters. None of this matters, you know. And also, when we're talking about the wedge, we're looking at this specific area here, and we're seeing this pattern here, and we're saying, okay, this is a wedge. Now, of course, some people might even say this could be a broadening wedge. It could be. A broadening wedge is bearish. So what we mean about a broadening wedge is if we started doing a shorter time frame and we start looking at it from this area here, and we observe it here, then what we notice is this is broadening here. So it comes from a narrow point here to broadening. That is usually bearish. you know. So it depends on your perspective what you're seeing, but of course we're using multiple data in order for us to give for it to give us a conclusion and say whether we are still bullish or bearish just by looking at the data points. So we can see we have one data point here. Sorry, let me just fix this. Yep, so we have one data point here. This is a trend, 1.2.3 contact points, even 4 here. We can see this. And then of course when we zoom out a little bit, you know, when in doubt, zoom out, what we see, and I need to go into the daily for this, right? What we see is on a longer time frame, we have this particular point here, right, where it's actually still holding. So you can see this area here, it's actually still holding this, right? So just by looking at this, you can see that it's holding this pattern, and that's good enough for us for now. You know, this is the trend. So trend is your friend until the end, remember this. No need apologies. I have a nice day. Oh, have a nice day. Praying December is green. Of course, we all do, bro. We want to see BTC goes to the moon. You know, we don't really want to see a big parabolic one. What we want to see is BTC move up, like, you know, maybe to 100k, 200k, 250k. You know, sooner the better, obviously, for everybody. But that means we are going to be able to, we're going to be unpredictable, right? We don't want to end the market. The beautiful thing is those who really understand what all of this means, right? If we can continue this pattern, you know, all the way to, say, for example, 2022, 2023, then our price gets higher and higher and higher. It gets really, really ridiculous, you know. So look at the bigger picture. Definitely look at the big picture, and I hope you understood that. Look, if you feel that you got coins that are not going to be performing or not going to be holding you know, their value, or they're not going to be worth anything in the bear market, my advice is you need to get your initial investment out ASAP. So other than that, guys, on that note, Shirish, everyone looks for, okay, Shirish, I'm going to answer your question as well. I believe Albin also asked, I did already do Cardano, but I'll do it once more for you guys, just for you guys. Cardano. Actually, let me open my other chart, because we already have tracked Cardano. We've already talked about it here as well, just a little while ago. And I'll drop some again for you just to kind of show you. So I'm going to activate this chart here, and I'm going to move on to the daily so I can show you a little bit more data, just so it makes total sense where we are right now. So for Cardano to start being bullish again, Cardano actually needs to get back on top of this, because what we had was this falling wedge. You can see this falling wedge here. I mean, this wedge has now changed direction a little bit, so it's changed pattern. It's more like this now, sadly, right? Which is fine, you know. We can call it a parallel channel. Actually, let me just take this off just for the sake of it. I can call it a parallel channel because it is a parallel channel actually. So if I was to do this, you can see how this is a parallel channel. So on a parallel channel, of course, is bullish, but what Cardano did compared to everybody else is it dropped a few Fibonacci lines. That was the worst thing about it, you know, because it was here, it dropped fine, and it kept on dropping until it came to almost the 618 level, you know, which is quite a steep drop. I mean, for us, the percentage, the disappointment since the Cardano announcement, right? So we dropped 51%. Of course, it's not invalidated, but it's 51%. That's bigger than a lot of the other projects. Gomez says it's dead. Yes, it's absolutely dead, you know. So, but then again, look, Gomez, I'll tell you one thing. Yes, it may be dead, but I think Cardano can surprise us if they get their act together. And of course, when we start looking at the patterns, we start observing something. We see this pattern here, for example, and for me to show you this, let me do this. Right, let's try and bring this like this. So I think this would make total sense, right? I want to show you this. It's a beautiful pattern. You know, a lot of people might not see it in that particular way, but that's what I'm seeing. Actually, let me get one more. Let me adjust this as well, just to show you what all of this means. So you see how points here, right? So what you're seeing is Cardano came from nowhere, done this, done that, done this, done that, done this, done that. Sorry, my bad. Bad drawing. Okay, done this, done that, done this, done that, done this, done that. Then broke above. Came back to confirm this point here. Came here, confirmed, and then fell below. So we know this was a bad pattern. Then it did the same thing again until it broke out. Came here, went there, hover around a little bit here, and then it fell below. Now, what we're noticing is this area here, this line here, seems to be a significant level. This seems to be a significant area for a support. So it's been holding, this is where it's been finding majority of its resistance. Why I'm saying this, and I'll show you this. All right. Let's get one more. Let's do this again. Let's just do it like this. Right. Why I'm saying this is look carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, 5, 6 times. This line has been like a yo-yo place, like a bounce, like support, resistance, 6 times. When it broke once. You can see, look, once. So this particular area compared to the other, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here we've had 6 times. So this we know is a very good support zone because of how many contacts we've had here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, we're not counting these breakout zones. It's fine. But 6, that's good data in my opinion. And this could surprise us. Of course, I will be totally bearish if this thing decides to come down here, and I'll be like, oh my days, that's it. Do you know what I mean? Because that would have 6 up, 6 down. And you know what that usually means when you have an equal number of thing? That this whole thing here was a consolidation zone. That's all it means. Complete, utter failure. And if the market doesn't favor it, it's just going back to the floor. Do you know what I mean? Because after this, the only other area it's got support is here, which is like, what, 30 cents? Think about it, 30 cents. And then after that, what, 14 cents? 7 cents? And then possibly the floor at 2 cents. Think about it. So it is kind of dead. But in crypto, expect the unexpected. If you trust the coin, if you have conviction in the coin, these are the opportunities that are given to you. The universe is providing these opportunities to you. And one of those opportunities is this here. This stochastic RSI, this RSI, both of them. The universe is telling you that if you are a bull on Cardano like me, and I'm not mentioning anything else other than that, this is below 40. It's actually sitting at 33 right now, and this stochastic RSI is sitting at 14, and the blue is obviously entered back and it's at 25. This is the point where you should be buying. Okay, so Shirish, if you are looking to invest into this, there couldn't be a better time according to the RSI and the stochastic RSI on this chart on a daily. The signal is this is it. This is when one should buy. Of course, no financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research. I can only tell you what I see on the charts and how I see them. Okay, so I hope this kind of makes sense. So far, this is all I'm looking at. I'm seeing a technical pattern here, and that's what the technical pattern is showing me. That yes, we've been bouncing around this area. This is a consolidation zone, major support area, fine. We've got this area here. We can actually even draw a box here and leave this like this and say this is our support zone. Absolutely fine. We can see how the stochastic RSI, the RSI, both are confirming that this is it. This would be the opportunity. But then again, guess what? The entire market is telling us the same thing after we've had a major dump. Right? So let's see what it does. And it's dead because there's no progress. They're getting kicked out of some exchanges and whatnot. So let's see. If December is bearish, Cardano for sure goes below $1. Possibly. I've seen people talk about how Matic is not going to go below $2 and shit like that, right? Excuse my language, but that's what it was. I've seen a lot of people super bullish on Matic. super bullish. They said, oh, Matic's not going to go below this level. I said, yeah, all right, we'll see about that. And what does Matic do? Let me find it. Give me a second. Right, they said Matic's not going to go below $2. You know, after it went there, everyone's like, no, that's it, we're bullish. Matic is not going to fall below $2. Matic is sitting at below $2 right now. If I was to continue this argument, I can say, well, Matic is sitting below $2 right now. Of course, everything looks okay. We've broken out the channel, but we are sitting below $2. This is $1.74. It is way below $2, my friends. You know, again, some people were over bullish. Oh, Matic could go to $10. Matic is going to go to $100. Again, all of those people, you know, have probably smoked a whole bunch of hopium, or on the wrong, you know, I don't know which kind of wagon they're on, right? But, you know, hype wagon, wherever. But sometimes you just got to look at the logical thing and say, right, yeah, maybe, you know, but until we get to that target, we're not going anywhere. And our target was at $3, still set there. We haven't even touched it yet. So everyone's thinking about $10 to $100, and I'm like, well, let's get to $3 first. You know, and again, just to answer your question, Gomez, one of the things I want to show you is this area here, this chart here. So we did this chart way back here, somewhere back in, I remember, when was it? It was somewhere here. We did this chart way back here, 6, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, whatever it was. And I said to everyone, I said, guys, frame this chart because it is a relevant chart. And, you know, you can see that, look, we haven't even hit our target of 71,000 yet. Can you imagine this? We had a 71,000 target way back here. We haven't even touched it yet. So, you know, please do understand that it doesn't matter how much of a bull you are, how much everything. Sometimes just try and be logical and don't fall into that hype wagon. Just because somebody else says it's going to go to the moon, it doesn't mean it's going to go to the moon today. It can, but maybe not today. You know, Cardano could easily fall back down to $1, as Gomez just mentioned here, right? It could easily go down to $1. There's no harm in that. But is it a coin that I'm not holding? No, these are my top coins. I'm still holding a lot of this, right? Cardano, this list here, these are my top coins, and I'm still holding my Cardano, and I believe Cardano can surprise people. But that's my level of conviction that I have. Again, I bought it when it was very cheap, and I'm convicted. I'm holding. Of course, for me, it's different because I bought it at cents, pennies. So it doesn't make much of a difference, you know. But that's because I have conviction. I had conviction since 2018, you know, 2017, 2018. I had conviction. That's why I'm still holding. You know, I didn't cash out. Think about that. So if you have conviction today that this is something I want to hold on, or I want to do this, or I want to do that, by all means. But you have to have that strategy set up front before you take it anywhere. Like, you know, your dreams, you want to go to $100, fine. Don't sell it until $100. Be convicted and buy it. And of course, this is not a financial advice, but that's how you should be. You trust and you put your faith into something. You call yourself a Cardano bull or a Bitcoin bull or an Ethereum bull. Show your conviction. You know, prove it. Remember, you can't be both. You can only choose one side. You're either a bear or you're a bull, you know, or you're a hodler, you know, or you're just a trader. Whatever. Choose your side. Stick to your side. I know I say this quite often. Pick your coin, stick to your coin. Choose your chain, stick to your chain. You know, everything else, but that's the rules. Every coin should have its own unique rules, and you should also, you know, adhere to those rules. Make those rules, stick to those rules. Other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. Listen, it's been a long one. My battery's about to run out. I don't have a bloody charger. So, yeah, I hope this was informative. I know it's been a pretty long one, 1 hour, 18 minutes, I believe. Wow. Some of you guys have been patient with me. Thank you very much. And I hope, you know, some of the answers that you guys asked was questions, and thanks to Mo, Costin, Mustafa, Costin, Gomez, Mr. C, El Bubble, Albin, and Shirish. Thank you very much for everybody for coming to the show. I know it's kind of an odd timetable. It's not our usual daytime, or it's not our usual late night. I don't really have time for a late night, but I thought I'd just drop one in there while I'm still got some energy, and then move on from there. So I hope you guys understand. I hope you understand this is an update. Okay, market could look super bullish, it could look super bearish. None of this matters to us right now. What matters is we have to make sure that there are specific targets that we have to get above in order for us to confirm that we are going up. This does not change anything. Okay, so don't get too excited. Don't go jumping in there and putting 10 Bitcoin on a trade and say, right, that's it, we're going to the moon now. No, guys, we're still inside the trends. Bubble, thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much to all. And as I said, like, share, subscribe, share with one another if you find value. Join the communities, join the Twitter, join the Facebook, whatever. There's plenty of links below the link description. So go below the description. You'll see hundreds of links. Not hundreds, I'm exaggerating, but there are plenty of links there. Please do check them out. And of course, as I said, support the channel, by just liking, sharing, subscribing. That's all I need. And yeah, we're gonna make differences. Adios, my amigos. I'll see you on another one very soon.